Welcome to the 5% Club podcast, the space where ambitious leaders go to master their careers and their lives. I'm Shayla King, a former C-suite executive turned performance and happiness coach. And this is the podcast for leaders who want it all. The promotions, the paychecks, and luxurious amounts of time for what matters most. Each week, I'll teach you how to work less, make more, and design a life you love. Let's go. Hi, friends. It's Shayla King, your favorite executive coach for any leader who wants to increase their performance, their pay, and their happiness. Back to school time for us here. I hope all of you mamas are doing all right with all the back to school stuff. We are thrilled because we just won the lottery. So they're having construction at the high school and they have a limited number of spots available. And so we were literally in a lottery for our junior to get a parking spot at the school. If you don't get a parking spot at the school, there's no other options. There's no like nearby parking or anything. And we won. So now here's the deal. If we didn't win, I still wouldn't be driving them. I have a rule in my house that if there's a bus, you're taking the bus. So her and her little sister would have been taking the bus. We won, so they don't have to. And she will be able to drive her and her sister to school this year. So personally, I love spending time with my kids, but I've never found a payback on driving them to school. They're tired. They're usually like not in the mood to talk to me. And half the drive is without them in the car anyways. Plus, I'm like allergic to lines. Freaking hate them. And so they ride the bus. I go to the gym. Works out all around. But now it won't even be an issue because we won the lottery. Yay. All right. Today's episode is gold. We're talking about discipline versus desire. What to do when you're not in the mood. Have you ever said to yourself, I just need more discipline? You don't. You need systems, identity, and desire. And in today's episode, I'll break down how to get yourself moving even when you're not in the mood and how to train your brain to want what your future self wants. So you'll learn why relying on willpower backfires, how your identity shapes your follow through, how to create desire on purpose, which is so fun. And I'll share a personal story of how I shifted from chaos to calm and a new way to think about motivation forever. All right, let's jump in. Most people think they're missing discipline. They beat themselves up for not being motivated enough. They try to willpower their way through routines that they hate. But here's the truth. We don't actually run on willpower. We run on systems, identity, and emotions. So if you've ever set a goal and then ghosted yourself 2 weeks in, this episode's for you. Let's start with discipline. People love to say, I'm just not a disciplined person. But what they really mean is, I don't see myself as someone who follows through. Let me be really clear about this. It's not whether or not you have discipline that's the problem. It's what you believe about yourself that is. I love neuroscience. You guys know this about me because I want to know how our brain works so that we can operate at our highest level. And so this is an important lesson here. It's about what you believe about yourself. And here's why. Because your brain loves congruency. It wants you to act in alignment with who you think you are. So if you expect to sabotage and not follow through, you will. If you believe that you flake, your brain will nudge you to prove it right. It's not discipline you're missing. It's your identity that you haven't updated. Let me give you a real life example. So I used to have high performing hot mess mom identity. I would yell about cleaning 1 minute and then ignore the mess the next minute because, I couldn't possibly keep up with it all because I'm doing so much. My kids literally used to ask me who's coming over if I told them to clean because a clean house wasn't our default. It's like a performance when people are coming over and you're supposed to look like you have your shit together, right? Well, now I'm a cool, calm executive identity. And the house is clean because it's just who I am. Not because someone's coming over. It's just what I do. And that shift didn't happen when I got more disciplined. It happened because I changed what I believed about myself. I raised my bar. I raised my standards. And then I became them. Now when I walk into my home, it reflects who I am. It's clean. It's uncluttered. and it's peaceful. My next upgrade will be working on having every drawer and cabinet perfectly organized and in line all the time. That's my next identity upgrade. And it's not because I'm chasing perfection, but because of how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like I'm calm and in control. I'm unrushed. I'm a professional, rich, a real boss. And here's the thing, I'm not going to get there because this weekend I'm going to start labeling bins and I'm going to always put things back where they go. And I'm going to have that new process and I'm going to start it on Monday. And from then on out, every drawer will be organized, every cabinet will be organized, and everything will always go back where it goes. That's not what's going to make the change for me. What's going to make the change for me is when I fully believe that I'm someone who respects myself enough to create an environment that brings me peace. I don't leave things messy because I'm never rushing. I'm prepared. I move with intention. When I believe that deeply, my behavior shifts automatically. This is the model in action. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings drive your actions, and your actions create your results. If you try to change the action without changing your identity, that's why most people fail. This is the work I do with my clients. We stop forcing habits through pressure, and we start building an identity that makes follow-through automatic. We ask, what does the next level version of you think? How do they feel? What do they do without needing motivation? Then we start acting as if you are already in that new identity before the results show up. And we reinforce it with mantras like, this isn't a phase. This is me now. I don't need motivation. I have standards. Of course I do this. I've already decided who I am. I don't feel like it, but I always do it anyway. I love words when we're doing these, like, of course, and I always, because it plays with my brain in a right? Obviously, I act this way. Obviously, I do this. Obviously, I always show up when I say I will. Obviously, I always go to the gym in the morning, whether I'm tired or not, right? And my favorite is it's who I am. It's what I do. That last one changed everything about my workout routine. Now, it's not even a question. It's just who I am. It's exactly what 5%ers do. It's who I am. It's what I do. So what happens when your discipline dips? You're going to tap into desire. Let's break this down because most people don't realize that they can do this. You can actually change your energy and your desire on purpose, on demand. It's the coolest thing. And most people have no idea that they can do that. They just walk around life saying, I'm either in the mood or I'm not. I don't have motivation today. I'm tired today. I don't feel like it today. It doesn't matter if I feel like recording a podcast. If it is Wednesday and it is my recording time, I'm recording a podcast, right? And so in order to do that, I can think on purpose the thoughts that I need to think to feel the way I need to feel. So I'm going to take you through an example of that. And it's literally something I did before recording this podcast. Okay. So you made your plan, your workout, your deep work block, your routine from your frontal lobe. That's the part of your brain that thinks about your future. It's strategic. It's visionary. It wants the best for you. So when you sat down and said, I have this new goal, I want this new thing, and it could be, I want to start going to the gym 5 days a week. I want to build muscle. I want to lose weight. I want to start being the kind of person whose house is always clean. I want a meal plan. I want to have deep work to get this project done. I want to move this forward in my career, whatever your thing is. So think about what your thing is. You created that with your frontal lobe, with your best thinking for the future. That's where you created it, right? But when it's actually time to do the damn thing, that's when your survival brain takes over. It's not concerned about the future. It wants comfort. It wants safety. It wants familiarity. So it whispers, you're too tired. Let's start tomorrow. This isn't urgent. You're probably going to fail anyways. I'm tired. Not today, maybe tomorrow. It's not even the truth. It's just your brain trying to keep you in the known, in the comfort, in the current. So you have to talk back to your brain. Remember, your brain, we talked before about the triad. It has 3 purposes, and it's to seek pleasure, to eliminate pain, and to conserve energy. And so when you're going out there and trying to change, it is going to tell you you shouldn't, because you're going to waste energy and it's going to cause pain. And it doesn't want either of those for you. So it's going to say, no, stay right where you are. I know what this is like. It's familiar and it's good. So you have to actually talk back to your brain. Sounds silly, right? It's actually life-changing. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Thanks for trying to protect me, but I'm good. It's safe for me to use this energy. It's safe for me to be uncomfortable. It's even safe if I fail. We're doing this. It's going to be okay. Thanks for caring about me. We got this. Okay? Then shift into the intentional energy through desire. Now, here's how you can do that too. You're going to reconnect to your desire. Ask yourself, why did I want this in the first place? What did I think this would create in my life? How will it feel when I do follow through? How proud will I be when I become someone who shows up, when I finish this task? And you can use the model and ask, how do I want to feel right now? What thought would help me feel that way? And then choose that thought on purpose and change your state. So for the podcast, right, I'm saying, I'm tired. It's not like fully outlined yet. I have an event later. I'm going to be like not in the mood to go to the event. If I keep working, I'd do better if I could like take a little nap. So literally my real thoughts, right? Because I have a human brain. But what I've trained and conditioned it to do is to say, Shayla, it's Wednesday. On Wednesdays, you record podcast. This is not a problem to be discussing, right? This is just what we do. And you know how good we're going to feel when we actually get 2 of them recorded and then we go out? We're going to be like, oh yeah, because I'm a badass, right? That's what I do. No matter if I'm in the mood or not, I always do it. And I have to literally talk to myself that way and remind myself that I wanted to do this because I want to be the kind of person that always shows up regardless. That's what I want, right? And so I'm going to think about the thoughts that help me remember it's who I am, it's what I do. I know I don't feel like it, but I'm going to show up. It's going to be freaking great. I'm going to do great. It's going to be an amazing podcast. It's going to add a lot of value for my audience. And I always do what I say I'm going to do. So let's go, right? You can actually change your energy by talking to yourself. All right. So you're going to choose that thought on purpose and it's going to change your state. You can say your mantras. It's who I am. It's what I do. You can move your body. So there's real science behind this. If you dance, if you walk, if you stretch, you can literally change your energy level, right? Because you're the kind of person who does what she'll say you'll do. Not perfectly, but consistently. All right? Because it's who you are. It's what you do. So here's one final takeaway that I think is really fun. So discipline is your floor. Identity is your foundation. And desire is your accelerator. You don't need more motivation. You don't need to be more disciplined. You need to decide who you are. And then train your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy to match it. It's so good, I'm going to repeat it to you. Okay? You don't need to be more disciplined. You don't need more motivation. You need to decide who you are and then train your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy to match it. So fun, right? All right, here's your evolve work for the week. You can grab a pen and paper if you're not driving. Desire over discipline. So most people try to push themselves into action with pressure. This week, I want you to flip the script. So name the one action that you're resisting. We always have something we're resisting. What's something you keep avoiding? Write that down. A workout, a project, cleaning out that drawer, whatever it is. Step 2, identify the thought block. What excuse is your survival brain offering you? I'm too tired. It won't matter. Tomorrow's better, right? Now say, thanks for trying to protect me, but I'm good. It's safe to be uncomfortable. It's safe to spend the energy. Let's go. In step 3, create desire on purpose. Ask yourself, why did I want this in the first place? What outcome do I want? How will it feel to be the person who follows through? And you can pick a mantra, move your body, take one small action from that identity. And here's your mantra for the week. I love this one. You can write it down. I don't feel like it, but I always do it anyway. It's who I am. It's what I do. All right, this is your weekly drop of 5% energy straight from what we're coaching on in the lab, and you can start using it now. If you loved this episode, send it to someone who thinks that they are unmotivated and wants to know why they're not following through, because they're not. They just haven't learned how to train their brain yet. And if you want more help doing that, rewiring your thoughts, upgrading your identity, and creating results without burnout, you can join us in the PH Lab or set up a consult for one-on-one coaching. You'll learn more at shaylaking.com. More money, less forcing, love your whole damn life. Your coach, cheerleader, and accountability partner, Shayla. Thanks for joining me in the 5% Club today. If you're ready to work less, make more, and design a life you love, go to shaylaking.com to join the 5% Club waitlist. Each Monday, I'll send you something you can implement immediately, and you'll be the first to know when applications open for the Performance and Happiness Lab, my group training program designed to accelerate you into a happy, confident executive who loves their whole life. See you there.